My name is Jordan Hernandez, and this is my project on Norway. The full name is the Kingdom of Norway. It has two official languages. Its krone is its currency. Its capital is Oslo, and it has a constitutional monarchy. Nearly all Norwegians live in urban areas, and it's said that the Sami people have lived in Norway for centuries. Nearly all of Norway is literate, and its colleges are very similar to our high schools in America, but are not mandatory over in Norway. Its University of Oslo has the largest library in all of Norway. Norway has 9 counties, each having a council, and each county also having a governor who is appointed by the king to govern the county. Norway's numerous trading partners is led by the largest being the United Kingdom. It receives 70% of its imports from the EU, and 78% of its exports are going to the EU. These next several slides are talking about Norway's history, such as the Viking. It said that people have lived in Norway for 10,000 years, and the Viking Age lasted from 800 to 1050, and the country became Christian after King Olaf died in 1030. Sweden took control of Norway after the passing of Håkon V in 1319, with Magnus VII becoming king of both Sweden and Norway. The Black Death devastated the country in the 14th century, and Queen Margaret of Denmark united the three Scandinavian countries, being that of Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. With Denmark's alliance with France in the Napoleonic Wars, this union kind of split, with Norway being controlled by Sweden and its territories being controlled by Denmark. Norway didn't like the Swedish control and tried to make their own constitution and elect their own king. In World War One, although it was successful in becoming neutral, it did lose some ships. In World War II, again, Norway wanted to proclaim its neutrality. However, in April 9th, 1940, Germany invaded Norway because it saw its waters as strategically important. After the Germans surrendered, Norway gave up on its neutrality status. It joined NATO and adopted the Marshall Plan. In 1991, King Haakon died, and his son, King Harald V, succeeded him. After the war, the Norwegian economic direction was a big concern. Economic planning was created, and state-owned enterprises started to pop up due to the government's degree of control over private industry. The Labour Party had most of the control in 1970. However, in the 1970s, it started to lose its control. It lost in the early 80s to the Conservatives, but it did get its power back in 1986 due to a disagreement. Norway at first in 1994 did not want to join the European Union. However, in 2003, a poll was shown and it joined the European Union with a 51.9 for joining, a 38.2 for not joining, and the rest were undecided. Norway, with the rest of NATO, whenever the US was attacked on 9/11, came to its aid. However, Norway did not support the US-led attack in Iraq. With a majority vote, Norway did not oppose the British and US attack. In 2004, cargo ships were struck rocks and many animals were oiled. Also, Norway rejected the ban on whaling, for it had started commercially whaling in 1993. Both of these are concerns for the environmentalists. With current events, Norway has finally withdrawn some money out of its huge foreign wealth fund, but it said it would not affect it too much. The Rwandan relationships is coming up because of King Harald V praising both its recovery in genocide. The two nations talked about strengthening their ties both politically and in trade. The last current event is that Russia is kind of threatening the Norwegians. Not on purpose, I think. I'm not sure. But Norway is scared that it might want to invade, and that is my project on Norway.